Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Life exists at three levels. One is the gross manifest life as effect. Second is subtle unmanifest life as cause. And third, that which is beyond cause and effect. These three stages are dealt with by religion, philosophy, and spirituality respectively. Religion functions at a gross manifest level. Philosophy goes to the causal level, which is subtle than the gross level. And the spirituality takes us beyond the limitations of cause and effect. Normally, an average person like us, we live at a very gross level of existence. To such people, we have to give some answer. We just can't condemn them that you are dumb, get out. No. We have to take care of everyone. Therefore, for those who are living at a very gross base level, for them religion is advocated. What religion tells? If we are not controlled, there is no difference between us and animals. See? Because four factors are common between human beings and animals. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunancha. Eating, sleeping, all the time living in a sense of insecurity and procreation. These four factors are common between human being and animals. If there is no control exercise on our behavior, it will be impossible to find out for human beings who is mother, who is father, who is sister, who is uncle, who is auntie. Like among animals, relations don't exist. When the animal is born, for a few months or maybe a few more months, the relation between the baby and the mother is mother-baby relation. Afterwards, when the maturity comes, there is no difference between whether mother or wife, it makes no difference. See? So if we are human beings, and if we want to live in the dignity of human beings, we have to control ourselves. When the control is imposed from outside, it becomes a bondage. Like all of you have come on your own, I know. Suppose someone is pulled here with a lead in the hand. Come. Now that person must be suffering silently. Wherever the discipline is imposed from outside, it is a suffering. And when the discipline is self-imposed, it is a freedom. So, we are not self-disciplined. We don't want anybody to discipline us because we believe in freedom. And what is freedom? Whatever I feel like doing, I should be allowed to do. See, friends, So the in-between stage, wherein we are disciplined from outer agency, and this outer agency we have accepted ourselves. And this outer agency disciplining the quality of our life is called religion. Religion functions from a remote control technology, rather with the remote control technology. What is the remote control? You stay here, and from here, as I control my camera, I don't go and touch it. From remote, I can adjust the focal length, I can adjust the size of the frame, I can start, I can switch off. In the same manner, when the masses are to be controlled, how the masses can be controlled? So there is a remote control, and the remote control is called as religion. And this remote control functions with two buttons. One button is the button of guilt, and second is the button of fear. See? Friends, whenever we do something which we have not accepted that I should do it, yet we do it, then a kind of guilt comes. I shouldn't have done it, I shouldn't have done it. I don't know why did I do it. So we want to empty ourselves. So we go to the pastor for confession, and we confess. I have done this thing. Okay, don't worry, I'll plead your case. So now I am free? Yes, you are free. So what we do? We again start repeating it. So guilt becomes our second nature. And a person who is carrying the burden of guilt can never be happy, and he can never forgive himself. Guilt is a terrible scar on the human mind. A guilty person cannot look into the eyes of others. A guilty person cannot live his life effortlessly. He is struggling all the time to prove something before the world that I am holier than thou. See? So this one button in religion is the button of guilt. So they invoke guilt in you. And then, second thing, fear. If you have done this thing wrong, now your ticket is reserved for the hell. No, I don't want to go to hell. But this is what is your ticket is booked now, we can't change. It is reserved. It is non-refundable. So the fear is there. These two things are employed in every religion to control our behavior in this world. And for that, we want some element to be brought. And that element is called as God, hell, heaven, good, bad. And thus, we are constantly living under fear. And then, those who are God-fearing people, they will be always trying to be goody. See, I go every Saturday to Hanumanji temple and chant Hanuman Chalisa. I go every Sunday to church and confuse Lord Jesus. See? And in this manner, we try to run away from the realities of life under the garb of this so-called religious life. Further, we want God to help us in all our wrongdoings. So we say, oh Lord, like I don't know, here in India the students do. They don't study for the whole year. When the examination comes near, they will go to Hanumanji temple. and with a coconut in the hand. And oh Hanumanji, I have not studied, you know, but you know the whole subject. So please help me that I am able to write the examination properly and I will pass this examination. And if you don't, this I am going to hit on your head. Hanumanji said, no, I'll do it for you. So our religion is only begging from the Lord, although we don't deserve it. See. And then, as many religions, so many gods. My God is superior than your God. See. In Bombay, there was one conference kind of thing, and I was invited there for a lecture. There were about 5 of us. So 5 of us were sitting, one by one. For me, they kept the last. So first person spoke in Gujarati, the second one spoke in Hindi, third one spoke in some other language, fourth one was imported from USA. And he was, an American citizen. And earlier background must be the Western background. So he came and he spoke. And he started. In fact, God is one. But I don't know why people in different religions fight. And he made some story, etc. and concluded. Then they asked me, now we request our Swamiji to speak on this. So I said, look here, you all were listening to the great masters about religion. And I know nothing. And I am not serious brand. So you have had sufficient seriousness. Now let us be light. And for that I will tell you a story. So when I said I will tell you a story, the whole audience was relaxed. Otherwise, religious people are serious as if they have created this world. See? So I started a story. Once I happened to go and meet one of my married couple friend, and when I went, they said, Swamiji, we have a problem. You have to please sort out our problem. I said, before that, listen to me. I came for your marriage, you remember? Yes. When you got married, that time, what did I tell you? After marriage, you are not 2, you are 1. So how can you fight? If there are 2, then there is a fight. If there is 1, how can you fight? Swamiji, problem is that only. What is the problem? Which one? In the same manner, God is one. To which one? See, friends, with the name and with the form, like Rama, Krishna, Hanumanji, Devi, Ganapati, or with the attributes and without form, like the inner controller, the wielder of all the powers, or the Lord is without form and without attributes. Which is the Lord? And therefore, in religion, as much there is fight for the God, that much fight is nowhere in the non-religious field. Therefore, my conclusion is, you will not, who cares whether you like or not. See, in religion there is no God. In philosophy there is no wisdom. In spirituality, God and wisdom coexist. So we have to first of all sort out what exactly we mean by religion. Is religion means going to the church and temple and mosque, see, and get prepared again to do the crime in the world? Is it like a washing machine? We make our clothes dirty, put them, then again we use them. In the same manner, we go to the temple and church and remove all the dirt as if it is the washing machine, and again we are ready to use the same uncultured mind. Therefore, let us understand the purpose of religion. When we are functioning in this world, we can focus our attention in one place on the world. We want something, we want something, we want something. Now, to make our want or desires controlled, the religions give us do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts are to be obeyed, not to be questioned. So, religious dictum, Vidhi Nishedh, do's and don'ts, they are not for questioning. This is the rule. Putting the belt is a law in Virginia, so you have to put the belt. You have no choice. So we are told do's and don'ts. And what are the do's and don'ts? That you live in this world in such a manner that you are not a source of nuisance to anybody. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Religion. Once, probably in Durban or somewhere, we were having a small gathering, and one youngster asked me this question. Swamiji, you said you had been to Mahatma Gandhi's place and came. I don't understand one principle of Mahatma Gandhi. What he meant by telling when somebody slaps you on your one side of your face, on your cheek, show him the other one. What does it mean? I said it means when somebody comes and gives you one, and if he is ready to give you second, you tell not me now, that one. See friends, most of us get lost in the so-called religious do's and don'ts. See? There are two levels of functioning of religion. One is at the individual level. Second is at the totality level. Individually, what we are supposed to do, that is our personal religion. See? In that, attention is not on what I get from the world, but attention is how I can discover contentment and fulfillment in my life. Because any amount of things we can gather, there cannot be contentment and fulfillment. So religious tells us, draw a line, thus far, not further. And for that, we have to keep ourselves busy and occupied. A person who is not busy and occupied, and he who has got lot and lot of time, he is a problem to himself and to others. See, all the old people who have to live 24 hours a day, they are a big problem to themselves and to others. And therefore, religion tells us, first of all, keep yourself 24/7 busy. And then so many things are told. First step, at the level of activity. Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu ma te sangaha astu akarmani. Fulfill your duties fully well, without expecting anything in return. And when we are busy in fulfilling our duties towards our parents, our nears and dears, our society, and towards ourselves. When we are busy, occupied, fulfilling our duties, we have no time to get bored and frustrated and get lost into wrong channels of activities. Number one. Number two, when we are living in this world, are we living only to gather the things and possessions, or We are seeking something higher, and then the next step comes in our life as a religious person, that we have to lead our life with discipline, self-discipline. When we get up, how we start our day, how we live through the whole day, how we conclude our day, and how we offer everything to the Lord and go to sleep at peace. In this manner, when religious life is lived, to see the effect of our religious lifestyle on the quality of the mind. If the mind is at peace as a result of religious life, then it is a spiritual life. But if the religious life means condemning others, we are better than you, our God is superior than your God, if you don't believe in our God, you will go to hell. See, this happened in the US many years before. I was just walking around some, the shopping mall. I had no money as usual in my pocket. So I was watching the things and moving around. So one person came and he said, "Are you Hindu?" I looked at him, I said, "Any objection?" He said, "No, you look like." I said, "No, I look like I am." "Do you believe in Jesus?" I said, "No, I believe in Lord Jesus." "He is not your pal." Okay, Lord Jesus, you believe?" "Yes." "Then you are a Christian?" I said, "Yes, I am a Christian." "But you said you are a Hindu?" I said, "Yes, I am a Hindu." "How come both?" I said, "Latest technology, 2 in 1. When I said like this, he became very angry. He said, "If you say like this, you will go to hell." I asked him, "Excuse me, where will you go?" He said, "Of course I will go to heaven." I said, "If you are going to go to heaven, I will prefer hell." Hell and heaven, these are the fear switches in religion. Human beings cannot be disciplined with love. They require a rod of fear. Therefore, in the religions, hell and heaven is brought. If you go to Singapore, you will see the whole country or the city is so spick and span. Do you know the reason? It is not that the people are disciplined by choice. If you jump the red light, in addition to the fine in Singapore dollars, you get also the number of whips. $100 plus 10 whips with a cane. And they are so considerate, I really appreciate that. Not that I experienced, but I have heard. They want to protect your clothes. So they ask you to remove your clothes, and on your bare back, they cane. 1, all 4, 2, 3. And after the third cane we get, you fall down. Again very considerate. They lift you, take you to the doctor, all medication is done, and the paper is filed. 7 balance. Who will ever do the same mistake again? In the same manner, religion tells us, if you do this thing, you will go to hell. And what is hell? See? Hell you don't know. There you are taken as an intact specimen and submerged in, the gram powder, and chilies and all salt is put on you, and then you are put in a big kind of a oil boiling container, and a big pakoda is made out of you, and you are kept on a table, and the vultures come and they eat you, but you will not die. Oh God, this is one sample. There are 28 types of hells. Big menu. Choose. No, 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 I don't want to go to hell, such a terrible thing. Behave properly. Religion can control us only under the rod of fear. Now, whichever way we may be controlled, it will have effect on our mind. So first thing religion does is keeping ourselves occupied through our duties towards the people around us. Second thing, this rod of fear will desist us from going in the wrong way. Why people go the wrong way is only because we have insatiable hunger for the worldly things and beings. How much money we want. You read, the various corruption scandals throughout the country, everywhere. They are not in hundreds or thousands. We cannot even count them. So much of money, what they will do. But there is no end to that. To control such minds, we are told that you have to have control over yourself. If you don't, you go to hell. Then the third thing the religion helps us to control ourselves is, in this world there are two types of people. Those who are able to produce wealth. Second, those who are unable to produce wealth. Whatever may be the reason. So it is the responsibility of those people who are producing wealth to look after those who are not capable. And for that purpose, the taxation is introduced in every country. What is the taxation? Those who are able to produce wealth take a part of their earnings and spend over those who are not able to produce the wealth. In this manner, this religion tells us that share what you have with others, those who do not have. When these kinds of things are practiced in our life, then slowly the impact of our external activities and interactions start precipitating on our mind. And the mind of a religious person is naturally at peace. Therefore, are we walking the spiritual path or not? Not spiritual, religious path or not? How do we know? If we are at peace with ourselves, then we are walking the religious path. If walking religious path means for us that all those who do not believe in our faith, in our belief, in our religions, they should be destroyed, then it is not a religious path, it is only a barbarous path. See, friends, religion is a technique by which we function outside and improve inside. If this impact is observed, then alone religion becomes meaningful. If this is not observed, then religion becomes an obsession. The number of wars in the whole world that were conducted more on the footings of religion and not for any other reason. Because the religion is misunderstood. Therefore, friends, if we are walking the path of religion, in whichever faith we are, our attention should be, we function in the world, but our attention is on the quality of our mind. Is our mind at peace? Are we able to accept the Lord's creation as it is? Or we want to change and improve upon somebody? When these factors are the focus points, then alone we are walking the religious path. Now, these religious disciplines are given for all of us at different stages of life. First stage of our life is that we are the students. In the first few years, we have to learn how to live in this world, how to earn our bread, how to be disciplined, how to be cultured. In that period of time, the student must focus his attention only on this one aspect. Now, a student who is committed to this, he cannot go the wrong way. But normally, as we see in the world, under the disguise of freedom, the students are becoming such a mess that they are producing the most undesirable characters in the whole society, because they are not under the control of any religious discipline. The first part of our life is that we are leading a life of an ideal student, studies, become capable of earning wealth, produce wealth, and thereafter we enter the second stage of our life called as Grahastha, a married, respected and responsible person. Then our second stage starts in the life. And when the second stage starts, that time we are supposed to live together in spite of the differences. Then only the second generation is taken care of. If you see today in the whole world, what is wanting is that there are children where parents are alive, but the children are orphans. Such children without the proper parenting, they are orphans and they suffer many psychological attacks on their mind. And then the whole generations after generations are destroyed. Therefore, the second part of the religion tells us that we have to lead our life as a responsible, married citizens of this world. After this is done, we take care of our kids, etc., get them settled in life. Then the third stage comes in religion, that we now start focusing attention on our evolution. We have taken care of ourselves in the first stage as a student. Then we have lived our life fully as a married person, brought up the children, gave beautiful children to the world who could be responsible citizen of this world. Thereafter, now we enter the third stage in our life. The third stage is now we prepare for our departure from this world in a dignified manner. And therein we start remaining independent and start studying the scriptures, focusing attention on something higher, studying the life histories of the great masters, like you are all doing, going for the spiritual retreats every now and then. This will give us sufficient data, sufficient material to reflect upon. And this continues for maybe 10-20 years, and thereafter, before the world has to tell us, get out, leave the world, before the world tells us to go away. That is the last stage called as the sannyasa. In the sannyasa, we renounce the world without the world telling us to keep our mouth shut. And then we are fully and totally dedicated to the highest principle of life, called as merging in Him, or let Him express through us. This is the blueprint of a religious, ideal religious life. If this is happening, then we are going the right way. Otherwise, our religion is we go to the temple or the church and ask the Lord, "Oh Lord, please note down." What is that, my dear? The Lord says, "Oh Lord, you have got all the power in the world, but not a single desire." Yes, I know that. "Oh Lord, I have got all the desires in the world, but no power." I know that. Why not we sign an MOU? My infinite desires and your infinite power can become very good partnership. So our going to the temple as a religious practice is nothing but getting favors, not because we deserve, but we desire. So our religion is nothing but desire fulfilling attempt, yet by another way. See, suppose I want money, I don't have. So what I'll do? I'll go to the bank or I'll go to a rich man and ask, oh, please give me some money. Similarly, I got many desires which I can't fulfill. So we go to the God, oh God, you fulfill my desires. This is not religion. See, friends. And if we are walking the religious path, it has to happen. Mind has to become dharmate birati. In Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas writes, if we are walking the path of religion, we are bound to end up in dispassion. See how religion brings dispassion. Please understand this point. We ask many times questions. Why there are some people who are born in poor families and why there are some people who are born in good families? If we are all the children of the same God, if it is only one tree, mango tree, then how come for the same mango tree, on one branch there are mango, in other branch there are tomatoes, and the third branch there are chilies? How is it possible? If we are all the children of one father, why there is so much of variation? See? Now this question has to be answered. Be very attentive. The purpose of religion is that we become self-oriented and not selfish. So what that religion tells us, look here my friend, first of all, stop blaming the world. Because we are all expert in blaming for that. If I am a husband, the cause of my misery is my wife. So simple to decide. Default settings. If I am a son, the cause of my misery is my dad. He doesn't understand anything. Till such time we blame others, we have not taken step on the spiritual path. So the scriptures tell us, religion tells us, whatever is happening in your life, for that you are responsible. But I have not done anything bad to anybody. You might not have done in this life, maybe in the earlier life. But I don't remember, you may not remember, but that doesn't mean you did not do it. It is something like I take money from Ashwin Bhai, $1 million, and then afterwards, I don't remember I have taken from you. You may not remember, he remembers. See, the God remembers what we have done or not done. And therefore, all the joy and sorrows of our life, they are created by us, for us. Nobody is responsible. Now see how the thought is, be very attentive. So we were told, because of our earlier karma, in this life, all that we get is the net result of what we did in our earlier life. We cannot accept that we started from nothing. From nothing, nothing is created. See? So we are told, why did I get such a terrible wife, other people's wives are so nice. One man came and told me. I said, look here, don't blame her. In the last life, you have tortured her. So in this life, she has come to take the revenge. And if she is a Hindu, so they observe one, fast or puja, wherein they call it, Karwa Chauth. They do some special puja. According to that puja, the same husband should be my husband for next 7 lives. So she is not going to leave you. But then what can I do? Now you can do one thing. Behave properly with her. don't fight, don't torture, don't order. Serve her with love, humility and sincerity. Now see the net result. First, you stop blaming others. Second, your interaction with the world starts improving. And then we are told, this life's behavior is creating your blueprint for the next life. Now be attentive. So, we existed before this body was born in other body. We are existing in this body, and when this body dies away, we continue to exist yet in another body. What does it mean? We are a continuous, unbroken existence. So who dies? A religion, if it gives us freedom from the fear of death, then we have walked the spiritual path, on the religious path. The element of death must disappear from the minds of the religious people. If this does not happen, whole life you keep on karma, 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 karma. Do good karma, don't do bad karma. How long? See, friends, this freedom from birth and death is the gift of religion. If this does not happen, and few handful controllers of the religion, they threaten and they behave like tyrants and start sending us, you will go to hell, you will go to heaven, you will go to hell. That is not religion. See? I was reading in some magazine, one boy asked his father, they go to the cemetery, the dad, why they construct such heavy structure on the grave of these people? What is the reason? So dad says, when the day of judgment comes, these people will take more time to remove it and go. Before that I will go there. Therefore, every living person thinks he will reach earlier. But the last day will never come unless all the people die. See, friends. Therefore, this fear of religion is introduced in our mind for a different purpose. The purpose is that we focus attention on our own self and no more lead a terrible life like an animal. If this is clearly understood, then religion is functional for the purpose for what it is meant. If this is not happening, then we are getting carried away by the wrong approach to the religion. See, friends. Therefore, friends, religion is a God-fearing lifestyle wherein we don't live in the fearful existence, but discover the fearlessness from the repetitions of birth and death. If this happens, then religion is meant. Now see, it doesn't matter now whether you are a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim or who, it doesn't make any difference. See, this exclusively scientific approach, when it is accepted in principle and lived practically in life, then religion becomes a meaningful instrument for the evolution of everyone. It doesn't matter what faith you belong. See, friends, what is the meaning of faith? Faith means accepting something which we do not know. That is called as faith. Like the other day somewhere I was talking, we were going somewhere in Kerala. And in Kerala, if you happen to go, the villages are so much merging in each other, you don't know which village ends, which begins. So we went to some place and I wanted to go somewhere with my friend who was driving. He also didn't know the place. So I said, let us ask this girl. So one school girl was going. So I asked her, I said, hey, can you tell me the house of Mr. So-and-so? Yes, I know. Can I sit in your car? I said, yes, please sit down. So she took us. Second right, we took second right. Now, the second left, we took the second left. Then first right, we took the first right. Now stop. Yeah. She said, this is my house. I get down here. You go back from where you have come and ask somebody. Now when I do not know, whatever she is telling me, I have to accept, is it not? I don't know. If I knew that she is going to tell me lies, will I follow her? So what made me go after her is only the faith. Faith is always blind. So when we do not know anything about life, we have to accept religious beliefs as faith, and that faith, if it leads to disintegration, it is not faith. See, friends. And when with this faith we enter the kingdom of religion, whatever religion it may be, does it bring us near to ourselves or it takes us away from ourselves? If it takes us away from ourselves, it is not religion. If it brings back to ourselves, then it is religion. And such a person who has lived the religious life properly, it is natural that he will have dispassion born in his heart. Dharmate birati. See? Now what is dispassion? Dispassion is, first, we are not the body but the embodied. The body has been constantly changing. We never have the experience that we have changed. So this embodied is accepted in religious philosophy as one soul per head. Like there is one soul per shoe, in the same manner there is one soul per head accepted. So we are the body or the soul. When we start living as the body, we are the average animalistic existence. The religion tells us that we are embodied. Someone else who is living in this body, he is living the life. See? Like I told you in the morning, the glasses are not seeing, someone behind the glasses. The mind, the eyes are not seeing, someone behind the eyes is seeing. In the same manner, my lips are not talking and your ears are not hearing. Lips are the instrument of speech. I am talking behind the lips and you are listening behind the ears. So this I, you, he, she, these embodied are the reality, and body is merely a house where you and me are living. When this is taken as our correct identity, then alone we can think of something much more than this gross world that we are existing in. See? And it is here the concept of last life, this life and next life, going to hell and going to heaven comes. Sending us to hell and heaven is only a lot of fear so that our behavior is controlled. Last life, this life, next life is to bring to our cognition that we exist independent of the body. Whether the body is there or not, our existence is uncorrupted. It is something like this. Whether this jacket is there or not, I continue to exist. I am not because of the jacket. Similarly, Whether the eyes are functional or not, I continue to exist. Whether the mind is awakened or sleeping, I continue to exist. Whether the body is there or body is destroyed, this I continues to exist. This element of soul is an introduction by the religion. Therefore, in every religion in the world, they accept life beyond death. That is why they say, after death you go to hell or heaven. Body cannot go to hell and heaven. It is all finished here itself. Then who goes? Dead and gone. Body dead and embodied gone. And once our attention comes to this, be very attentive. Then our quality of life will change. What will be the change in the quality of life? See, we as parents are extremely miserable because of our children. So much worried about them. And once we come to know the embodied is different from the body, then what we have given to our children is only the body. The embodied soul is not created by the parents. It is something like, we construct or we, for investment purpose, we have 3-4 flats. Then we give it on rent. The person to whom it is given on rent, he is not created by us. Whether he will be vegetarian or non-vegetarian, we have no control over him. In the same manner, to our kids, we have merely given the body. The embodied entered that body without paying rent, is living there. If you get this point across, you will never be miserable because of anybody's death, nor you will be afraid of your death. See, this is the basis of religion. See, one example I'll give you. Recently I spoke somewhere. One of my friend, he died very young age. Must be in his early 40s or so. He has 3 children. And when I went to see him, his son was so angry as if I have killed his father. And he was telling me, my dad was so much dedicated to you, what is the use of that, he died and all that. And we started, I'm going to throw all the gods out of the house, nobody's, like that. Young boy in class 10 or 12. So I said, look here, I'll come later, now I won't talk to you because I am busy. There is no point talking to a person who is not receptive. After 1 month I went and I asked him, I said, now tell me what happened. Why you are so disturbed? Why disturbed? No, what will happen to me, my mother and my sisters? Who will look after us and how we are going to live? I said, very good. Now listen. You are not talking one word about your father. All that you are talking is, now what will happen to me? If you really love your father, you should have spoken about him. You don't love him. You wanted him as a support. No, I don't mean that. I said, just now you said. I didn't ask you to say anything. If you really think about your father, he died young, not old. So what will be the memory in your mind about your father? He was a young man, not a dilapidated fellow. If you have to think about Mahatma Gandhi, can you think about Mahatma Gandhi with a tennis racket in the hand and with a jean? You think about Mahatma Gandhi means what? One dilapidated structure holding a stick in the hand and telling others, please keep away. In that Peter Metzberg, this is the statue of Mahatma Gandhi. You can't think of Mahatma Gandhi as a young man. In the same manner, you will remember your father as a young, dynamic man. Is it not a good memory? And if he is transferred on promotion, is it a matter of crying or celebration? So celebrate the death of your father, that he is evolved. He is on the upward journey towards the divine. But you are so stinkingly selfish that you start crying, no, what will happen to me? You observe this. All those people who are still alive after the death of their near and dear, they have got only one statement, no, what will happen to me? I cannot live with her, without her. Then you also die. But they never die. See, friends, religion gives us this vision. Recognize yourself to be the embodied and not the body. The body is our slave. Body is not our master. So whenever we want, the body should be available. Healthy body means this. Not only the body is very healthy, but so much laziness that in the morning the bulldozer has to come to remove us from the bed. That is not being a healthy body. In this manner, when we slowly recognize the purpose of religion is to bring to our cognition that we are embodied, the soul, and the soul is going from one life to another life, doing good and bad things, and thus the journey is a continuous one. Up to here, the religious thought comes. And after this, we have to enter the second area called as the philosophical thoughts. Religion without philosophy is an obsession. Whatever we say, accept it. If you don't accept, we'll kill you. No, that is not the way. What is the philosophy behind it? What life is? Where from we have come? Where we are going? What me? What this world? So many things are happening around the world. What is all about? This thought can be creative if we have lived our first part of religious life. And if our religious life is not lived properly, then we can never enter the philosophical area. And what our religious life gives us, it gives us some kinds of dents in our day-to-day life, that we start thinking that there has to be something higher than what we are obviously seeing in this world. And then we enter the next area. Who am I? Where from this world has come? Whence this world? All these thoughts start cropping up in our mind. And therefore, let religious life purify our mind. Let religious life bring clearly to our cognition that we are not the body, but the embodied who are living in this body and going through good and bad experiences. For that, nobody is responsible. We are responsible for our life, and therefore we have to lead our life. There is no proxy on the religious path. In this manner, when we sum up the total religious life, it will lead to peace with yourself and peace with the world. Such a peaceful mind alone can enter the kingdom of philosophy. Now, what is philosophy of life? How this philosophy will give us the data to work upon, and thereafter how we work on that in the spiritual life. These are the two topics which we will take in our next class. Today's breakfast was a little heavy, therefore I was with great difficulty listening. What I see from here, you don't see from there. See, this is not the last supper. We will have when we take more than our, requirement or capacity, then all the blood of the body starts going to the stomach for digestion. And thereafter, it is difficult to hold the eyes open. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.